Where do buff aliens come from? The Swoller system. Welcome to the stream. Glad to see you, my friends. Glad to see so many of you right here at the start. Cows are important. First in chat. Lucent Jelly, welcome in. Sparrow, Mile Hyrule, happy to have you all here. Look at that, as soon as I get on, he's hydrating. And twice. I'm leaving. You know what? I don't think I could. I don't think I could blame you, Sparrow. Oh, I hope that you're super successful tonight. Thank you for the positive wishes, cows, and the pun of roughly the same caliber as my jokes, I think. Okay, you can stay. Do not ban Frownie tonight. You like that one, Mile High Roll. I don't know if anyone else has noticed, but I think the last 3 jokes that I told all had the exact same. The past 3 jokes I told were all the same. There are also some joke playing on the word gym. Jim, I believe they were Jim Maka, Jim Balaya, and Jim Ani Cricket. So at least I finally told a joke that wasn't exactly the same as all the others. It was a nice variation, Jelly says. Gotta keep the pun quality low, can't upstage you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, cows. But the real question isn't whether or not you can tell a pun that's better than one of mine, because that's easy. The real challenge is to tell a pun that's worse than one of mine. That takes real talent. I'm just naturally terrible at them, so you got nothing to worry about. It was this kind of behavior. This constantly coming up with terrible jokes in high school, which is why my friend eventually said to me, you know what? You're the real Agent Frownie." Okay, so I'm feeling good. It's great to have a good laugh at the start of a stream. So we've got 3 games planned for tonight. We're going to do a practice run, maybe 2, through Super C. We're going to try and beat a level in Mission Impossible. Usually 1 level is all I can manage because that game is so very awful. And then we're going to finish the night on a real positive note. What should be a real positive note, with a little bit of progress in Luigi's Mansion. Sorry, I'm just recovering. All right, so Super C. In case you haven't been here, the Super C. I'm practicing Super C with no powers. I want to eventually do a 1 life clear. I've been saying I wasn't sure whether or not we had done a 1 credit clear, and as I was preparing some of my videos for the YouTube archive, I scrubbed through one, and it looks like we actually have done Super C with no powers in one credit, meaning, you know, no game overs, no continues. So it is only the 1 life that looks like it remains. Alright, so we're going to run the timer until the first death. If I die in stage 1 or 2, We'll hit reset. If I make it past stage 2, then and die anywhere in stage 3 or later, we just live with what happens to us. And I'd like to get 1, maybe 2 runs through the game. So that's how we're going to start off. And here we go. So we did Contra last night, and the practice runs through Contra went really well. I made it through a lot of the levels without any deaths, and the levels I died on, I tended to only die once. So the no powers, no death run of Contra is getting really close. Super C, I'm not as confident about. Stage 7 in particular has done some really awful things to me. Hercules is great, Jelly. You heard wrong. I know that you're just referencing the dialogue that I shared with you earlier, but Hercules has actually been a really good time. In fact, if Hercules continues to be as fun as it has been, I would think I might have to declare it a hidden gem, a secret treasure on the Nintendo 64. Yeah, Hercules has a really fun dialogue. It's fun to walk around and talk to all the characters. The gameplay is imperfect, but acceptable. They could have done a few things to make it control a lot better. Like, for one, not making the jump button R. I'm never going to get over that. When I think about it, I have no reason to be. I have no reason or right to be as, like, outraged as I am by that jump button assignment, because I've been known to make some rather questionable button assignments, like voluntarily, in games that I play. Like when I play Celeste, I put the dash and grapple the what is it? The dash and cling buttons. I assign those to the shoulder buttons, like a maniac. When I played Captain Toad, I assigned the dash to a shoulder button. Which, if you're having trouble with Captain Toad, put your dash button on the shoulder. It'll make a world of difference in the final challenge. If you have dash assigned to a face button, it is very difficult to operate the camera while maintaining running speed. No! What was that? Oh, that's upsetting. You're an absolute mad lad. I was several hours into the Captain Toad attempts before the button reassignment occurred to me. Before then, I was just holding the the controller with this weird sort of crab grip. It was very unpleasant. I think 4 of them collapse. Yeah. Itarama, welcome in. Thank you for the positivity. This run had been going really well, but unfortunately we've had a death. I thought we'd at least get to stage 4 before that happened, but no such luck. So I mentioned that Jelly's birthday is this weekend, and so that's why I'm definitely going to miss Friday night's stream, and I'll probably miss tomorrow night's as well. There's a chance I might show up, but you know, if you have other plans, don't cancel them. Because that chance is slim. But we actually started celebrating tonight, and we went to an escape room, and I've never done one of those before, but it was a lot of fun, but it was super challenging as well. If you haven't done an escape room before, let me tell you, they are tricky. Some of the sideways thinking that the puzzles required, oh man. I think I'd be really good at it if I could spend like 4 hours working on the puzzles, but to do it under the pressure of the very tight clock. Not an easy task. We did make it through though, with a generous amount of hints from our extremely helpful game master. We made it through, and it was a good time. But yeah, very tricky. So the timer is initially 60 minutes, but and we were pretty close, but we saw that we weren't going to finish in time, so we bought an extra 15 minutes to make sure we could. And I think we had 7 minutes left on the clock when we finished it. But it's just so weird because like you'd be looking at like you get pieces to like different puzzles, and you're looking at the puzzle pieces, and it's like I don't even understand. Like you have to spend time thinking I don't even understand the rules of how the puzzle works, much less, you know, what the solution might be. It's like not only do I not know the solution, but I'm not even sure what the procedure for approaching the solution might be. They can really make you scratch your head. No ends the pain of Frownie's existence. I mean, it's a lot different, cows, when you're in a room with a timer running and you only have so long to solve the puzzles. Here on the stream, I have in theory an infinite amount of time to just walk around making no progress. Or at least as much time as my viewers' patience allows. I disagree. I'm not proud of that death. Not that I'm proud of any death, but I'm especially not proud of that one. You know what the weird thing about this hallway is? It seems like, well, maybe I shouldn't be making observations about this hallway when I'm clearly not very good at it. That's the worst. I haven't died in that hallway so many times in a very long time. That's very sad. So I was going to say that hallway seems like the kind of place that you would want to, like, hurry through. But it's easier if you go slow. But then I went slow and got completely demolished. So, please don't take my advice on anything Contra related. I'm very clearly a pretender. I think it's just a rude hallway. That it is. That it is. Level 6. Level 6 isn't even, like, my worst level. But it definitely was just then. It's been a while since I've had such a catastrophic pass through level 6. Usually level 7's the one that does me in. So one thing that's still majorly holding me back is that I just have no real good strategy for dealing with these scorpions, especially on this level. I got really lucky here this time. And this level immediately below me here. Again, very lucky. I don't think that I can do that reliably, though. Gotta be real careful. The right-hand side is super dangerous. Hey, we did it. I think it was level 7, no deaths. That's nice. That's a rare treat. No. I don't think that projectile should have been able to fly after me quite like that. That didn't make a whole lot of sense. No. So many close calls. So many. Not gonna fight you. No. Thought I was gonna land on that alien. Alright. This is another part where I can make it through here without dying sometimes, but it feels very heavily luck-based. I feel like my performance here has very little to do with my skill. I don't know if it's better to take it fast or take it slow. Well, that's definitely not good. Oh, come on. Let's not get a game over. No. I jumped and I shot downward and I fell faster than my bullets. That's weird. I don't know if I've ever seen that happen before. Moved around an awful lot. Alright, well that's great. Not pretty, but hey, that's definitely a 1 credit clear. So even if I was wrong about having done it before, which I don't think I was. I mean, I didn't watch the VOD, but I scrubbed through it pretty slowly. I'll update the victories list in the Discord if I was wrong after I have a chance to actually watch it. But even if I was wrong about it before, we've definitely done the 1 credit clear now, so. Victory. It was a pretty good run. Aside from stage 6, which was super ugly. Thank you for the trophies. Alright, I'll grab my sword. We'll do it one more time, and then we'll move on to Mission Impossible. Just gonna jump right in. There's something about the color of this guy's pants. This, like, particular shade of blue. It seems, like, really dense. His pants seem to me to have a quality of, like, I don't know, like melted crayon to them. I can't really explain it. They seem to have a dense, waxy quality. They just, whenever I look at his pants, I think of melted crayons. Whoa! How am I still alive? What was that? Whoa. Oh, come on, don't let it get off the screen. Yes. Heavy pants. I think it's because they're vaguely shiny. Yeah, there's something to that, I think. Like, the way the, like, white spots, like, look like reflective glistening or something. Was it plasticine pants? Whoa. I'd like to glance down there and read that comment, but it's just too dangerous. No, we've had a death. It's on stage 2, though, so I get to reset. Maybe we should be thankful he bothered to wear some pants. Shirt was optional, apparently. I mean, you've seen some of the maneuvers I have to make to move between bullets and enemies. Like, when you've got to move that fast, you've got to minimize wind resistance in every way possible. So it's really weird how I got to this memory, but I was thinking, alright, I was thinking plastic pants, and then I was looking at the green enemies, and I was thinking if the green guys are made of plastic, they're like those little green army men. And so then I was thinking of this one time when I was real young. I was like 3 or 4, and I was playing with a whole bunch of little green army men, and I had them in a laundry basket, and I was spinning the basket around with the army men inside of it. And, you know, I was giving them sort of voices, and they were having a conversation as, like, I don't know, the drill sergeant or whatever was, like, training his men. Yeah, that's what the laundry basket was, some sort of, like, training gauntlet or something. But anyway. So basically I was just doing this little dialogue where the drill sergeant was yelling at his soldiers, and they were complaining about the laundry basket. And while I was playing with the soldiers, my mom came into my room, and then she started searching around my room because she had overheard me, and she was convinced that I had snuck someone else into my bedroom and hidden them. That I wasn't talking to myself, but I was talking to someone else. And she kept searching all around my room to see where this person was hiding. It was very weird. She just did not believe I was talking to myself. And I have no talent for voices. So, I don't know what it must have sounded like to her. That was so close. There's something about that vehicle, that boss. The vehicle looks like something that you would see in like the Ninja Turtles. I'm still alive. I thought for sure I was doomed there. Oh, I'm doomed now. I can't actually jump on that thing. I thought since it had ground on top of it, it would have been okay. That red guy took so long to fire, it seemed as if he was, like, waiting for me to notice him first. That boss really fooled me a lot of times just then. No, I ran into a bullet. Ah, that's the worst. The enemy didn't even hit me. I hit myself with the enemy's bullet. I'm doing a remarkably bad job with this boss this time. Oh, so something that's interesting. In the first Contra, I was, Oh, okay. Well, alright, so what I was gonna say, or what I am going to say, in the first Contra, I was observing the other night that there are two bosses that they're above you, and my instinct is, you know, to hold up to fire at them. But I finally realized that you actually don't have to hold up during those two boss fights. The character defaults into an aiming upward position. And I just thought that was interesting because the boss on this stage is, I feel like, is kind of similar, because this is a vertical stage and there's a high up above you boss at the end. So I thought it was weird that it doesn't default you into the same firing up position, but The reason it doesn't in the first game isn't because the boss is above you. It's because it's a behind-the-back stage. And since there are none of those in this game, that's why there's no fights that are aiming up by default. I think I've played these games too much. All of my observations about them are decaying into nonsense. No. I'm so sad. I was really hoping to make it through level 4 without losing a life. That's okay, my observations are always nonsense. It's such a weird experience because these games are so difficult. They're so difficult, and I've reached the point with playing them, not to where they're easy, because they're definitely not. I still, I'm still struggling with these sort of challenges that I'm giving myself. But they've reached the point to where, like, so much of the run, I have time to daydream. And it's a very weird experience because I could still, remember how much of a struggle these games were to beat them the first time, and how, like, my only prayer to make it through was to be laser focused. And now there's so many times where I play and I'm sitting here playing it, and then, like, and I'm not even focused on the gameplay. I feel like I'm having an out of body experience where I feel like I'm watching someone else play the game. Or not even that. Not even that. It's like I have someone playing the game on in the background. Whoa. So many close calls. No, what was that? Unacceptable. Frownie's watching his own stream. It kind of feels like that sometimes. Autopilot interspersed with intense boss concentration. Yeah. Yeah, it's largely... I guess it feels like what what it feels like to be like a student, like a student driving teacher. When you're getting like toward the end of the lessons. Like you've been riding around with a student and they've gotten really good at driving, so you're not really concerned anymore, and you're just along for the ride, and like you're kind of ready to take control in case of emergency, but you're not really expecting to. That's kind of how I feel when I play the game. Like I feel like I'm on autopilot so much. And it's like, yeah, if Frownie starts getting into real trouble, I can take over for a moment and be focused Frownie, but it probably is not going to be necessary. And then we always end up crashing. No. I cannot recall the last time I spent so much time with this boss. My headphones and my hood don't agree with one another. Well, I don't think there was going to be any way to make it out of that situation. I didn't necessarily have to die to the mouth that I died to, but if I had avoided it, I wouldn't have been able to avoid the one that ended up growing right next to it. So that situation was rather hopeless. Oh, last time we were here and I was struggling my way through this hallway, kind of like right now. I wasn't thinking about what I was doing, and I actually tried to get the bomb, that power up there that eliminates all the enemies on the screen. I was actually planning on picking it up because I'd, for the moment, forgotten I'm supposed to be avoiding power-ups. So it's good for me. It's good for me that I wasn't actually able to do it. Has anyone ever seen, like prepackaged ice cream that is, that has pineapple chunks in it? Like just vanilla and pineapple? I mean, I don't think, because I don't think such a thing exists. I imagine if it does, that cows, you would be horrified, right? But we were having some ice cream earlier, and we put a can of, we had our ice cream with a can of pineapple chunks, and we were just, Jelly and I were talking about how we don't think that pineapple ice cream exists, and that just seems strange because pineapple goes really well with ice cream, I think. You don't think so either? Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen it. And I was wondering if maybe there was an issue of like because pineapple is like kind of acidic, so I was thinking, well, maybe there's an issue of like the acid in the pineapple mixing with the dairy and the ice cream and like turning it to buttermilk or something. So maybe that's why it wouldn't. Maybe it wouldn't be very stable if you tried to mix them and then preserve it for a long time. That projectile was on the right was trying to get up to all kinds of mischief there for a moment. I think pineapples are too acidic to be incorporated into ice cream without curdling it. Jinx. Oh, that's great. And you might be right, although I do think that Haagen-Dazs makes a lemon ice cream, right? Lemons are acidic. I mean, it doesn't have chunks of lemon in it. It's probably made with some sort of artificial lemon flavor. Now that I think about it, so maybe that's not a very good counterpoint. Whoa. You keep that letter F away from me. So last time I tried to go very slowly through here. This time I'm going to try going very speedily. No, I missed my jump. I've made incredibly poor decisions. Maybe the ice cream makers are afraid of people putting their pineapple ice cream on pizza. Oh, man. Doing real bad at this part. For such a challenging game, this Super C has an absurdly easy last boss. Alright, so second round, much worse than the first. We had to use a continue, but overall good practice. I'm not terribly disappointed with either of those runs. In fact, the first one I thought was rather good, all things considered. So that will conclude our Super C practice for the night, and we'll move on to the real meat of the stream. We're going to try to clear a level in Mission Impossible. We're on the iconic. The level that is based on the iconic laser scene, the only thing I remember from the Mission Impossible movie, and I'm sure it's going to be a real nightmare. The past couple levels of Mission Impossible, each one has been just a real horror show. They've taken me a couple hours each. So this may be another terribly painful experience, but hopefully we will have fun as we suffer through it. Thank you for those trophies, cows. So if you just want to stand by for one moment, my friends, I'm gonna switch consoles and we'll try some Mission Impossible. I'll see you in just a few seconds.